Hey everyone, it's Strange Michael. I hope you're doing well today. I have a review here for a movie that a friend of mine, Horror FFA, you might see him in the comments. I'll try to link him down in the description, just like I will anybody who recommends a movie to me. My friend here, Horror FFA, found a movie in 2023 that I had not heard of at all. And now seeing who the director was, which was David Slade, who directed the best Twilight movie, Eclipse, back when I was a teen in 2010, I was obsessed with that movie. I watched it so much. Between that, he was also the director a few years before that for 30 Days of Night, which I think is a great vampire film. Not even a fan of vampire movies, but that's one of the best ones ever. Comic book movie too, by the way. Pre-Iron Man, pre-MCU, so that's pretty cool. He recommended this movie to me, and he talked about how it was one of his top 3 horror movies to come out in 2023, alongside Thanksgiving and Cobweb. And let me tell you, Dark Harvest showed up on Prime, free to watch. Well, not free, but you know what I mean. I have an account, I watched it, and I was shocked by how much I absolutely loved this movie. This is for sure going into my segment on my channel called Hidden Horrors, and I hope that it'll be something you guys check out because it is a bomb. Usually if my friend Horror FFA recommends something, it's probably going to be something I love because a lot of our tastes are exactly alike most of the time. And I really hope he talks about this sometime too, as well as the other guys who watch this channel who review things on their channels as well. This was such a fucking surprise. I never thought in a million years that this would be as great as it was, but David Slade is an incredible director. I love this guy. I had not seen a movie from him in forever. He's been doing TV stuff like Breaking Bad, Black Mirror, some other stuff here and there that I've not heard of when I looked at his IMDb page. I love and respect this man. This is also based on a novel. I haven't read about it, but or I haven't even read the book for that matter, probably won't. I'm not in a reading mood recently, but this movie was so good I might even pick up the book. I don't know. It all kind of depends on how things go this year and what I think or feel later on. But anyway, Dark Harvest is like an hour and less than 40 minutes. It's freaking fantastic. It is so engaging and fun and different. This is one of those movies that really trusts the audience to be patient, hear it out, and wait for different answers to come throughout the movie, and I loved that about it. It's got a very urban legend feel to it, if you love that kind of thing. Not the movie, but the kind of subgenre of telling a story of this myth in a local area that may or may not be true. We basically have a town, a very small town, who may be cursed, that when you're in this town, when you're born in this town, you basically have to stay there your entire life, and there's a local legend, an urban legend, that's apparently just flat out true, it's accepted as truth at least, that you have to, every single Halloween, have everybody who I think are right at the age of 18 or younger hunt down this creature that comes out to destroy the crops every Halloween night, and you can dress up in your little costume. There's a couple of guys in here dressed up as Moe, Larry, and Curly from the Three Stooges, which was fucking great. You have to basically kill this thing, and whoever does kill this monster, called Sawtooth, which is like a pumpkin-headed looking, really skinny, creepy thing. It's kind of got like a... I'm pretty sure they used animatronics to make this thing, but also regular makeup on an actor, and every time it looks amazing. I love it. One of the best creature features I've seen in recent years as a movie or anything. But this creature looks fucking rad, dude. I loved it. Anyway, you have to kill this thing, and then you have to, like, eat the insides of it. But there's a lot more to it. It's not as simple as that. This movie has a mixture of Hunger Games. It has a little bit of a mixture of The Purge, and maybe some Donnie Darko thrown in there. It also takes place during the 1950s or 60s, somewhere in that ballpark, but it never really states it. We know it's at least during segregation times because we follow a young man who is a greaser, and he hangs out with a bunch of other greasers in a group called the Bandits. I know that because they wrote it on the back of their jackets, their leather jackets, and it was awesome. I loved greaser culture when I was a kid. When I first read The Outsiders in middle school, I just became obsessed with this whole thing. I loved it. I thought it was great. And you have this greasers versus socias type of thing going on here too, with the jocks that are kind of our other human antagonists in the movie. And finding out more about Sawtooth and the urban legend surrounding him is fantastic. Now our main character, Richie, who is a greaser type, He had a brother who won this competition the year before, and he's been gone ever since, supposedly in California, and he gets a letter here and there, but he wants to see his brother because he misses his brother. His parents have been so weird since they won money from winning this competition last year, and he's the only person out of his family who has not changed his entire persona and everything. And supposedly when you win this competition, not only do you get money and fame in the town and history of the town, but you also get a new Corvette like every year, like a brand new model, which is kind of cool. This being set in the 50s and 60s, I don't know how big the budget was, didn't even bother to take the time to look into that, but it feels legitimate. It has an amazing budget with all of these old style cars and stuff. Everything looks like it would have been at that time. It's great, man. But let me tell you, there's kind of a love story in here that involves some segregation because there is a girl in here who is the main love interest of Richie, our main dude, who happens to be black, and she's really pretty, and the actress is really good. The writing for this movie, not only for its scares and its tension building over that situation with this sawtooth urban legend, not only that, but the characters themselves, especially Richie and especially this young lady who I cannot remember the name of, they were all so fleshed out. If it was a side character, one of Richie's buddies or something, whether it be the performance or the directing of that performance or the writing in the script, it's all kind of culminating into a really solid performance for these actors and actresses. Everybody in this movie, and I mean everyone, did an incredible job for a movie that doesn't even have a physical release. This is on digital only somehow. I don't know how David Slade got the financing for this, if he self-financed it or what, but the dude made one of the best horror films I saw from last year, and I'm so glad my friend Horror FFA mentioned it to me because I loved it so deeply. If I can manage to get my hands on even a bootleg, I will buy it because I love this shit. Everybody in Hollywood, for the love of God, A24, somebody, pick this movie up and release it on physical media because people like myself want it so deeply. This is one of those movies like Mike Flanagan's Hush, from Netflix that's now not on Netflix anymore due to rights issues. It would be a shame to lose either of these movies. You need to make it an effort to pick one of these up and put it out there to us physical media collectors because I want this movie. It is excellent for what it was. It's got some great gore and practical effects in it if you haven't seen it. It's got some great music, kind of a mixture of a soundtrack of 50s, 60s types of music, but also a synthwave, very Halloween 3 Season of the Witch type of synth music that's very foreboding and dark, just kind of hiding under the surface of the movie and the story it's telling. And when we get to this kind of Hunger Games thing happening in the town, it's really wild, dude, because the kids are actually held hostage by their parents in rooms for like 3 days. They have to be starved, basically. So that they feel more of a hunger and an urge and an angry kind of animalistic nature and behavior to go out and hunt down this sawtooth. Where am I getting jacksaw from? This sawtooth creature, you know? I loved it. I loved everything about it. The urban legend nature to it, the amazing practical effects that very rarely have CGI enhancement. This movie should not be as good as it is. This movie should not have the kind of budget they were able to scrounge together to make this movie, and I cannot believe this is barely sitting above a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. It deserves so much better. It's so much more fun and crazy and wild. The love story is kind of able to be bought into. The writing of these characters and Richie. Dude, the kid playing Richie, what is this kid's name? I gotta bring it up, dude, because it needs to be said. Casey Likes. I have not seen anything he's in. I've looked at everything I could on his IMDb page. I don't know him from anything as far as I can tell. Casey Likes is a hidden talent. He's one of these guys that I think would totally have a career in bigger media if Hollywood would give him a chance. The dude was amazing. I loved Richie as a character. This guy's performance was killer. Please check out Casey Likes and make him a popular figure. He deserves it more than a lot of these other actors I see in Hollywood, like Tom Holland. No offense to Tom Holland, but he deserves it. Casey Likes was so damn good here, dude. But anyway, the directing, writing, all of it, amazing. Dark Harvest was such a surprising film that I don't even have words for it. I would have never heard of this. I haven't heard anybody but my friend talk about it, and I think everybody should know about it because of how great it was. It just could not possibly be better for its concept, for the execution of it. David Slade made one a hell of a great film. As an adaptation, I don't know. I've heard there's quite a few things different, according to my friend who also read the book, but that doesn't matter to me. it's the movie itself that I think is an absolute new modern classic of horror, just like Thanksgiving or Cobweb, that it must be seen, in my personal opinion. Anyway, when it comes to Dark Harvest, if I had to stop raving about this film and take some time out to give it a rating on a 5-star basis, hands down, I think I would probably give it it's kind of like, I feel like I don't know how this would be received on a rewatch, by me. But I loved it because the pacing was perfect. Even though in hindsight, I feel like I would be able to sit down and notice that there are slower parts building up to the new night of Richie going out with his friends to hunt down Sawtooth. But everything else makes up for that because of all the character drama, the tension, the weird family drama stuff. All of that stuff works so incredibly well. I gotta go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. I can't give it anything less. I feel like if it was anything less, it would just barely be a 4 out of 5 stars, but a high 4 out of 5 stars. You know what I mean? I don't understand why people are not talking about this movie. I'm assuming just no one heard about it. I hadn't seen any marketing for it or anything, but dude, Dark Harvest absolutely deserves your attention. Go watch it if you have Prime right now. It's free to watch. Dude, for real. Take your time out, go watch it. Anyway, Dark Harvest, have you seen it? What do you think about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about it and my review down in the comments section down below. Did you take my advice and go watch it? Let me know that down below too, because this is one hell of a good movie. You do not want to miss it. I loved it. I thought it was great. And again, I would buy it easily and put it in my collection in physical media. Anyway, have you seen it? What do you think? Thank you for watching, guys. God bless you all, and goodbye.